For something that you speak, your eyes. You got the motion, you're the curious kind. That's something that I recognize. Won't you stay? It's a beautiful day. Don't walk away. Don't walk away.
Did the name Think Unique come to be?
Oh, for goodness sakes. There was a gal that was one of my neighbors, and we were throwing different names out and somebody said, oh, Bria Jardin, or Jardin Bria, and I just kept thinking, yeah. I just thought, it's got to be something unique. And I went, unique? And I thought, I got to really think about it. Oh, and then the gal I was talking to on the phone, she goes, Think Unique. And I went, Think Unique. Oh, I like that. And so that's what we did. And when I was about 7 years old, my mom gave me a packet of herb seeds because I wanted to plant something. And I had the most incredible herb, little tiny plot. It was probably 4 by 6, and I got a picture of me laying there with the cats, and we used to make applesauce out of our apple tree and peach preserves out of our peaches, and the lemons were incredible. I love lemons. I've got a Meyer lemon in there, but she's only got one little lemon on it. It's hard to grow them here. But our whole backyard was full of food. And my mother was from Europe, and so they used everything, and they canned everything. And my grandfather, my father's father, had, I think he had about 7 acres, 5 to 7 acres. And he put a lot of plum trees and grapes, and so we used to go over there and pick it and make jams, and we were a peanut butter and jelly family, big time. But I admired my grandfather because he had a regular job, and he used to go off, and then he'd come back, and he would build things. He built the house over the house that they bought, the 7 acres lot. And he was kind of like a side carpenter type of guy. I'm a lot like my grandfather. And I truly love to dabble with everything in the world. I truly believe that we were put on this planet to have a good time and to get into everything, to just with life. And I do the best I can with what much time I have. I just don't have enough time. I think that's another thing, 48-hour day would have been wonderful. But then we would want, a 72, and it would just get worse and worse. One thing that I did do, that was really important to me, was that I wanted to get something like, okay, for instance, I love cranberries. Okay, could not grow them here. So I found a lot of different plants that actually mimic the properties of cranberries or mimic the taste of the cranberries. And so the high bush cranberry was one of my experiments, and it's been pretty successful. I get a lot of fruit off of it, plus the birds love it. As soon as the fruit was ripe, I would pick a whole bunch of it, put it in my mixer, put a little water and a little bit of sugar, and just down it fresh, alive. And it was so, so good. Oh, man. My customers and the people that I've been talking to since I first set foot in Hollywood have become more than just my customers. They're my friends. They're my family. They come in and they'll go, oh, I saw this new article and I knew you'd love it. And they email me, and there's a real synergy. They know that if there's something they want me to grow, they just have to really show me that it's something worthwhile, and they will make sauces out of peppers and bring them to the market and let me taste them. And I had a woman come up to me and say, in my country, they have the green eggplant, but they're the smaller ones. They're not this long, so that's why I got the apple green.
So do you think you've educated people. I mean, how's that work? Or do they educate you by
Yes and yes. Yes and yes. I love all of that. That just really is something else for me, is when somebody comes in and goes, I don't know how to grow a tomato. Can you come in, can you help me learn to grow a tomato? And I teach them how and what to look for and how the plant should look and feel, and truly every year, what I love about it is every year I've got a new idea of how to grow it. To constantly be growing and changing and teaching and learning about all of this, because what I tell people is really, Oregonians, tomatoes don't grow wild here.
Right.
Peppers don't grow wild here. I mean, sometimes they'll replant themselves, which is pretty amazing. But even eggplant, and if we can give them just a little bit more boost, everybody deserves to grow a tomato. I tell my customers that. I do.
Anything else that's that people might be surprised to hear?
Well, when I plant something in the ground, I make my own dirt. Whatever I have.
Oh, nice.
And I mean that.
Yeah.
Smells great.
Oh yeah.
And it's about 2 years old.
Yeah.
Slow. You don't want to smell it? Isn't that nice stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it looks
It's
great.
really nice stuff.
Yeah.
These are my girls. When I put out a message to my customers that order eggs from me, that's what I say. The girls have had a great week. The girls aren't doing well. The girls are eating a lot more than they were, or the girls are going crazy. I don't have a front yard anymore. The grass is gone. They're like my pets on a certain level, but they're working girls. So if they outlive as many eggs as they can give me in 4 or 5, 6 years, I don't get rid of them. They spend their life here. The way I look at it, they're retired. I'd like to be treated the same way when I retire. So I let them live out their life. And we all have a function. There's a job. We've all got a job, and that they understand. I have to believe that. If I believed anything else, I wouldn't eat any meat. So, and they do a wonderful job. They do clean up things, and the eggs are wonderful, and so why not let them live? A lot of people think, well, that's a lot of wasted money. It's not a waste in my heart.
Or something that you speak, your eyes. You got the motion,